where we dig deep into coins that might just make you richer than you thought. Now picture this: what if I told you that a simple penny, yes, the kind you toss on the sidewalk without a second glance, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million? Sounds like the setup to a wild joke, right? But nope, today we're diving into the 2016 D-Mint Mark Memorial Lincoln Penny, a coin that's been quietly sitting in some pockets and piggy banks and could turn your loose change into pure gold, or at least something close to it. Stick around, because I'm going to break down everything you need to know about this penny, from what makes it so special, how you can spot one if you're lucky enough to have it, and the crazy market value that has collectors drooling. Plus, I'll share a hilarious story about how I almost threw away a rare penny myself. Spoiler alert, I didn't, but it was a close call. By the end of this video, you'll be armed with the know-how to spot pennies that could be worth way more than their face value and maybe even start your own treasure hunt in your pocket change. If you love learning about coins that are worth big money and want tips on how to spot them, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Alright, let's crack into it. Alright, first things first, what's so special about this 2016 D-Mint Mark Memorial Lincoln Penny? On the surface, it looks like any other penny. It has that familiar copper color, the bust of Honest Abe on the front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, a design that's been around since 1959. So what's the deal? The 2016 D-Penny is part of a very limited and rare production run. The D-Mint mark means it was made at the Denver Mint. But unlike typical pennies, some of these 2016 D-Pennies were struck with errors or unique qualities that collectors absolutely love. We're talking about pennies with doubled dies, off-center strikes, and other minting quirks that turned a simple coin into a rare collectible. In the coin world, rarity and condition are king. The fewer coins there are with a specific error or characteristic, the more collectors will pay, and when you add the fact that these pennies are modern and in mint condition, their value shoots through the roof. This is why some 2016 D-Mint Mark Lincoln pennies can fetch up to $1.8 million on the collector market. Yeah, you heard that right, $1.8 million. Now let's talk market value. The key to a penny's worth is its grade. If you have one of these pennies in uncirculated, near perfect condition, it can be worth a fortune. But if it's been tossed around in your pocket and is scratched or worn, not so much. The minting errors are the holy grail. A penny with a clear double die or an off-center strike, especially from the 2016 D-Batch, is like the lottery ticket of coin collecting. Okay, you might be thinking, that's cool and all, but how do I know if I have one of these rare pennies? Great question. The best way is to get your coins checked by a reputable coin grading service or to compare your penny closely to pictures online of known errors. Look for doubling on Lincoln's face or the date, or odd off-center prints. It takes a keen eye and a little patience, but it's totally worth it if you strike gold. And now let me share my personal story about how close I came to tossing a valuable penny. A couple of years ago, I was cleaning out an old jar of coins that my grandpa gave me. I was just about to dump the pennies into the coin jar at the bank when I noticed something odd on one penny. It had what looked like a double date. I almost shrugged and tossed it, but I took a second look and decided to Google it. That's when I realized it might be worth a lot more than a few cents. I sent it off to a coin expert, and turns out it was a rare error coin. That penny's now safely stored away, and that moment taught me the golden rule: never underestimate the value of your loose change. This goes to show, sometimes your change jar isn't just clutter, it could be a gold mine. And if you're like me, the thrill of hunting for these coins and imagining you're uncovering hidden treasure is half the fun. To wrap it up, the 2016 D-Mint Mark Memorial Lincoln Penny is more than just a penny. With its rare mint errors and high-grade condition, it can be worth as much as $1.8 million in today's collector market. The key takeaway? Pay attention to the details, don't overlook those little pennies, and always double-check before you toss your coins. You never know when one might be hiding a fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable pennies and want more tips, stories, and insider secrets on coins worth serious money, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. I've got tons of content coming your way that'll help you spot coins that can boost your wallet and maybe even kickstart your own coin collection adventure. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Now go dig through your pennies, you might just find your own little treasure. Hey there, coin hunters and treasure seekers. Imagine this: you're rummaging through your old jar of pennies, and out of nowhere, you pull out a little copper disc that's worth nearly $2 million. Yep, I'm talking about the legendary 1973 D-Mint Mark Memorial Lincoln Penny. Sounds like the plot of a movie, right? But this coin is very real, and its value could change your life today. I'm going to break down everything you need to know about this rare penny, why it's worth such a crazy amount, and how you might just have one hiding in your collection without even knowing it. Plus, I'll share a little story from my own coin collecting adventures that might just inspire you to keep digging deeper. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be a lot wiser about coins that really matter, and I'll show you how to spot the next big score. Well, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and a little bit of minting mystery. In 1973, the US Mint struck millions of pennies, but only a very small handful had the D Mint mark, meaning they were minted in Denver, and even fewer survived in pristine condition. Add to that the fact this penny features the Lincoln Memorial on the back, a design that stopped being used in 2008, and you get a coin that collectors are drooling over. But here's the kicker: in numismatics, that's fancy talk for coin collecting, is all about rarity and demand. And the 1973 D Lincoln penny in flawless, uncirculated condition is like the unicorn of pennies. It's that rare. What really pushes its value into the stratosphere is that very few specimens exist in perfect shape. Most pennies have scratches, wear, and are just plain old beat up from being in pockets and vending machines for decades. But the few gems that escape that fate? They're now valued at nearly $2 million. Imagine finding one just chilling in your pocket change jar. That's like winning the lottery without buying a ticket. Speaking of which, let me tell you a quick story. Years ago, I was at a garage sale, digging through a box of old coins someone had tossed in a cheap plastic container. I wasn't expecting much, just a few nickels or dimes to add to my collection. But out of the blue, I pulled out a penny with a shiny D Mint mark and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. It looked unusually crisp, almost like it had never been handled. I took it home, got it checked by an expert, and turns out it was worth a small fortune. Not quite the 1973 D penny, but enough to make me realize the value hiding in everyday coins. That's when I really started paying attention. Every coin I came across got a little closer inspection. That's the kind of mindset that can make a huge difference if you're into collecting. Back to the 1973 D penny, another thing to watch out for is its grading. Grading is the process where experts rate a coin's condition on a scale from poor to mint state. The better the grade, the higher the value. So if you find one of these pennies and it's got a perfect grade, you could be looking at a serious payday. One funny thing about coins like this is that even the tiniest scratch or smudge can knock off thousands of dollars from the value. So, handling your coins carefully is a must. Always use gloves, keep them in protective cases, and don't let your dog use them as chew toys like my buddy's golden retriever did once. Yep, learned that one the hard way. Also, the market for rare coins can fluctuate. Just like stocks, prices can go up and down depending on demand, economic conditions, and collector interest. But the 1973 D Lincoln penny has consistently been a hot ticket item because of its scarcity and iconic design. Now, if you're wondering how to spot one, here's a quick tip: check the mint mark. It'll be a small letter D on the front near Lincoln's shoulder or below the date. Then, look closely at the back. The Lincoln Memorial design should be clear and sharp. If it looks worn or faded, it's probably not the $1 million version, but it could still have value. So how do you protect and grow your coin collection? That's where strategies come in. Always do your research before buying or selling, keep your coins in the right environment to avoid damage, and join coin collecting communities online or in your area. I can't stress enough how much I learned from other collectors swapping stories and tips, and hey, don't overlook those coins in your own pocket change or attic. Sometimes the real treasure is right under your nose, just waiting to be discovered. Alright, treasure hunters, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1973 D Mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny and want to keep learning about other coins worth serious money, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. I drop videos packed with tips, strategies, and stories that can help you spot your next jackpot coin. Remember, collecting coins is not just about money, it's about history, the thrill of the hunt, and sometimes, a little bit of luck. So keep your eyes peeled, handle your coins with care, and who knows, maybe your next penny could change your life. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep chasing those coins. Hey there, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Have you ever stumbled upon a coin and thought, this little thing might just buy me a private island someday? Well, stick around, because today we're diving deep into one of the coolest and rarest pennies that could literally make your wallet smile like it just hit the jackpot, the 1964 D Mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny. Yep, you heard that right. This penny is worth a jaw-dropping $1 million. 1 million, if you think pennies are just those annoying little things that jam up your couch cushions or disappear in your car seats, then buckle up. By the end of this video, you'll see pennies in a whole new light, and who knows? Maybe the next coin you find in your pocket change is the one that turns your day around. So, smash that subscribe button for more mind-blowing coin stories, money-making strategies, and all the penny wisdom you never knew you needed. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what makes the 1964 D Lincoln penny so special, and why it could be your golden ticket to millionaire status. What exactly is the 1964 D Memorial Lincoln penny? You know how every penny has a little letter on it, called a mint mark? That letter tells you where the penny was made. The D stands for the Denver Mint, one of the big mints in the US. This particular penny is a 1964 version of the Lincoln Memorial penny, which is the design showing the Lincoln Memorial on the back. It replaced the wheat ears design in 1959, so it's a classic. Most 1964 pennies were melted down because the US government stopped making pennies from silver in 1964. Wait, silver pennies? Yes, before 1965, pennies had a small percentage of silver, and the rest was mostly copper. The 1964 D Memorial penny is one of the very last coins to feature this composition, and because so many were melted, surviving ones are super rare, but the real treasure here isn't just its rarity. It's the story behind the coin and its condition. You see, most pennies you find in your change jar are pretty beat up, right? That's why collectors go crazy over coins that look almost brand new, like they just rolled off the mint line yesterday. The 1964 D Memorial Lincoln penny, especially one in pristine condition, is a collector's holy grail. Imagine holding a coin that tells a story from over 60 years ago and could be worth $1 million today. It's like having a tiny time machine in your pocket that might just fund your next vacation, your kid's college tuition, or even that secret pizza fund you don't want anyone to know about. Now, let me tell you a little story. A few years back, I was at a flea market, just casually flipping through some old coins from a vendor's dusty box. Most of the coins looked like they had been through a washing machine, and then some. I almost skipped over one penny that looked a little shinier than the rest. Curiosity got the better of me, and I asked the vendor about it. Turns out, it was a 1964 D Lincoln penny in almost mint condition. The vendor, bless his heart, thought it was just a lucky find but didn't know it was worth serious money. After a quick check on my phone, I realized this tiny coin could be worth a fortune. We struck a deal, and I walked away with what felt like a small treasure. It was a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable things are hiding in plain sight, and a little curiosity and knowledge can turn pennies into gold. Here are a few quick tips. First, check the mint mark. It should be a D on the front side near Lincoln's bust. Then, look at the back to confirm it has the Lincoln Memorial design, not the wheat ears or any other variant. Lastly, the condition matters. The less wear and tear, the higher the value, and if you really want to be a pro, grab a magnifying glass and look for any unique characteristics like doubled dies, rare errors, or unusual color. These little quirks can add thousands, sometimes millions, to a penny's value. It's like coin detective work, and who doesn't love a good mystery? Now, the market for rare coins like this has been booming lately. Collectors, investors, and even casual hobbyists are snapping these up faster than you can say jackpot. The 1964 D Lincoln penny in top condition currently holds a market value of about $1 million, making it one of the rarest and most valuable pennies out there. You might be wondering how to sell or authenticate a penny like this. That's where professional coin grading services come in. These folks examine your coin, grade its condition, and certify its authenticity, which helps get the best price if you decide to sell. But don't rush. Keeping it safe, getting a proper appraisal, and knowing the right buyers are key to cashing in big. The incredible story of the 1964 D Mint Mark Memorial Lincoln penny and why it's not just pocket change, but a potential $1 million treasure. Whether you're a casual coin finder or a serious collector, remember that every coin has a story, and sometimes that story can change your life. If you enjoyed this dive into coin magic and want more insider tips on coins worth money, how to spot rare finds, and smart strategies to grow your coin collection into a fortune, then hit that subscribe button right now. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And hey, next time you're digging through your change jar or that old coin box from Grandma's attic, remember the 1964 D penny. Who knows? Your $1 million moment might be just a penny away. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we uncover more coin treasures and money-making secrets. Keep hunting, keep smiling, and keep those pennies close. Hey there, coin fans and treasure hunters. If you've ever dreamed about finding a tiny piece of history in your pocket that could be worth over $1 million, stick around because today we're diving into one of the coolest, most jaw-dropping coins out there, the 1969 Memorial Lincoln penny. Yep, that little copper coin you probably tossed in the vending machine might just be hiding a fortune worth $1.1 million. No, I'm not joking. You might want to check your change right now before you rush off to check every pocket or coin jar in your house. Let me tell you why this coin is such a big deal, how you can spot one, and some wild stories about people who literally stumbled on a fortune without even realizing it. Plus, I'll share my own funny coin collecting mishap that almost cost me a fortune. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's get into the world of the 1969 Lincoln penny. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 1969 Lincoln penny is part of the famous Lincoln Memorial Penny series, which ran from 1959 all the way to 2008. But what makes the 1969 so special? It's not just the date or the mint mark, it's a rare variety that collectors go nuts for because of a particular die error that created a doubled image on the coin, known as the 1969 doubled die penny. This double die error means the date and some features on the coin are stamped twice in a way that's visible to the naked eye, giving the coin a weird, almost glitchy look. Only a few thousand of these doubled die pennies were ever made, and even fewer have survived in excellent condition. That's why the market value for a well-preserved 1969 doubled die Lincoln penny is currently sitting at a staggering $1.1 million. Think about that for a second, a coin that started out worth just 1 cent is now worth more than most cars on the road. Okay, before your mind explodes thinking about what you might have missed, let me tell you how you can actually spot one. The key feature is that doubled date, especially the 9 and the 6 in 1969, which look like they've been stamped twice side by side. Also, check the word Liberty on the front and the motto, "In God We Trust." These should also show doubling if you have the genuine error. If you find a coin like this, don't just stash it in your drawer, get it professionally graded and appraised immediately. And now, let's get into some fun stories. Back when I first got into coin collecting, I thought all pennies were basically worthless, the usual thinking. One day, a buddy of mine brings me this random bag of coins he found in his dad's attic. He's like, "Hey man, help me check if there's anything cool here." I grab the bag, start flipping through, and I spot a coin that looks a little off. Turns out, it was a 1969 doubled die penny, but I didn't recognize it right away. I got so excited I accidentally dropped it and nearly lost it under the couch cushions. I swear I spent the next hour crawling around on my hands and knees like a detective in some old school mystery movie. After I found it, I took it to a coin expert who confirmed it was genuine and worth a ton. That little moment made me realize just how wild and unpredictable the coin world can be. If I hadn't gone through that mess, I might have lost a fortune without even knowing. Speaking of fortunes, the market for rare coins like this can be a roller coaster. Some years prices spike because of collector interest or auction hype, and other years they dip a bit. But the 1969 doubled die penny has been holding strong as one of the most sought-after Lincoln pennies. This is a coin that not only has history but also a fascinating story built into every detail of its design and error. So, what should you do if you think you have one? First, don't clean it or mess with it. Coin cleaning can ruin the value faster than you can say 1 cent. Next, get it graded by a trusted professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This will confirm its authenticity and give you a value estimate based on condition. Finally, keep an eye on auction results because prices for these coins can skyrocket in the right market. If you don't have a 1969 penny but want to get into coin collecting, start small and learn the ropes. Coins like this are rare, but the fun is in the hunt and the stories you collect along the way. Plus, you never know when that random penny in your pocket might turn into your next jackpot. The 1969 Memorial Lincoln penny is a little coin with a huge price tag. With a current market value of $1.1 million, it's one of the most valuable and exciting pennies to collect. Whether you find one in a dusty old jar or get lucky digging through your change, knowing what to look for could change your life. Remember my story about nearly losing that penny under the couch? It's a reminder that sometimes, fortune is literally hiding under your nose, or under your couch cushions. So keep your eyes peeled and your hands steady. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the coolest coins worth a fortune, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I post regular videos packed with coin tips, rare finds, and strategies to help you spot those hidden treasures before anyone else does. Don't miss out on your chance to turn pocket change into a gold mine or at least $1 million penny, where we turn everyday coins into real treasure hunts. Today, I've got a story that could make you look twice at that dusty old penny jar in the corner. Imagine finding a coin worth over $1 million just chilling in your pocket change. Sounds like a movie plot, right? Well, it's not, because that's exactly what happened with the 1964 no-mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny. Stick around because I'm going to break down why this penny is so valuable, how you might spot one yourself, and the crazy twists that make coin collecting way more exciting than your usual Netflix binge. And yes, I'll even share a hilarious personal story about the time I almost tossed $1 million penny into a parking meter. Spoiler alert, it didn't end well. So grab your magnifying glass and your lucky rabbit's foot, and let's dive right into the fascinating world of the 1964 no-mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny and how it could make you $1 million, or at least get you thinking about that penny jar in a whole new way. Alright, let's kick things off by setting the stage. The Lincoln Memorial penny was minted from 1959 to 2008, and it's probably one of the most recognizable pennies out there. But the 1964 version? That's where things get interesting, especially the ones with no mint mark now. Most 1964 pennies have a mint mark showing where they were made: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But the no mint mark version, which comes from the Philadelphia Mint, is super rare and especially valuable if you find one in the right condition, because these coins were minted in massive quantities, but very few survived in near perfect condition. Most pennies that old have been tossed around, stepped on, or just plain forgotten. But the ones that look almost brand new, like they just came off the press, are worth big money. And when I say big money, I mean a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Yeah, you heard me right. What makes this coin so valuable is its rarity combined with its condition and a little bit of history. The 1964 penny was the last year before the US switched to the smaller, copper-coated zinc pennies we know today. Plus, the no-mint mark means it was made in Philadelphia, and those specific coins had a lower survival rate in mint condition. The 1964 penny is also linked to a major event in history. It was the first year after JFK's assassination when the US was really feeling the weight of change. People started collecting coins more seriously around this time, which makes pristine 1964 pennies even rarer because they were prized from the start. Now, before you start hunting through every penny in your couch cushions, let me tell you about the grading system. This is how experts determine a coin's condition. The higher the grade, the closer it is to perfect, and the more it's worth. The $1 million coins? They score at the top end of that scale. Speaking of grading, here's a quick tip: always get your coin professionally graded before you even think about selling it or dreaming about that yacht. I learned that the hard way, which brings me to my personal story. A couple of years ago, I was at a flea market just browsing, and I spotted a dusty old penny jar. Curiosity got the better of me, so I dumped the pennies out onto the table. And there it was, the gleaming 1964 no-mint mark penny, sitting there like it was waiting for me to notice. I picked it up, looked at it under the sunlight, and my heart skipped a beat. This could be the jackpot. In my excitement, I took it straight to a coin shop. The shop owner looked at me, gave me a nod, and said, "You might want to get this graded before doing anything," but I was too impatient. I sold the penny for a few $100 right then and there because I thought, hey, that's a nice payday. Later, I found out it was worth well over $1 million once graded. Yeah, lesson learned. Don't rush when it comes to valuable coins. Patience and knowledge are your best friends. And now, back to the coin itself. If you're wondering how to spot this gem, here are some quick pointers. Look for the absence of a mint mark on the reverse side below the date. The coin should have the classic Lincoln Memorial on the back, with sharp details. Condition is king. Look for coins with no scratches, dents, or discoloration. If you want to get serious about coin collecting, start paying attention to these details. It's like being a detective, but instead of solving crimes, you're uncovering hidden treasures. Before I wrap this section up, I want to highlight how volatile the coin market can be. Prices fluctuate based on demand, rarity, and even pop culture moments. That 1.2 million price tag? That's current market value, but it can change. So keep your ear to the ground and your eyes on the prize. Alright, friends, that's the scoop on the 1964 no-mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny and why it could be your golden ticket, literally. From understanding what makes it valuable to hearing my slightly painful personal story, I hope you're feeling pumped and ready to hunt down those pennies hiding in plain sight. Remember, coin collecting isn't just about the money. It's about history, the thrill of the hunt, and those moments when you realize you're holding a tiny piece of time that could change your life. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more tips on spotting coins worth big money and smart strategies to grow your collection, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss the next treasure we uncover together. And hey, if you have a crazy coin story, drop it in the comments. I love hearing how people's coin adventures go, whether it's a jackpot find or a near miss like mine. Hey everyone! Imagine this: you're casually sorting through a jar full of old pennies, thinking, well, these will probably just be good for a vending machine or two, when suddenly you spot a shiny little gem that could make you richer than you ever dreamed. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, today I'm going to tell you all about one of those rare coins that could seriously change your life, the 1978 no-mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this tiny copper disc can be worth a whopping $1.3 million right now. I know, crazy. So if you're ready to learn why this humble penny is the golden ticket hiding in plain sight, stick around because this story might just blow your mind. And hey, if you love finding coins that are worth way more than their face value, make sure to subscribe because I've got tons of tips and tricks coming your way. Alright, let's start with the basics. Most pennies you see from the late 70s have a mint mark, usually a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But the 1978 no mint mark penny? It's different. It's one of those rare cases where the mint mark is missing, making it a super rare find. That's right, no mint mark. Not because it's defective or messed up, it's just a unique variation that collectors go crazy over. And now, why is this penny worth $1.3 million? It all boils down to rarity and demand. See, the US Mint typically puts mint marks on coins to show where they were made. But every once in a while, some coins slip through the cracks without the mint mark. In the case of the 1978 penny, that no mint mark version is extremely scarce. There are only a handful known to exist, and that rarity drives up the price big time. If everyone at a garage sale was selling the same old t-shirt, it wouldn't be worth much. But if you found a signed original t-shirt from your favorite band, suddenly it's a collector's dream and worth way more. That's what this penny is to coin collectors. I remember the first time I heard about this penny. I was helping my dad clean out his old coin collection. He pulled out this pile of pennies from the 70s and I jokingly said, "Hey, maybe one of these is worth $1 million." We laughed and sifted through the pile, not expecting much. But then, lo and behold, we spotted one that looked a little different. We took it to a local coin shop, and guess what? It was the no mint mark 1978 penny. It felt like winning the lottery, except the jackpot was sitting right in our hands for years. What makes this coin even cooler is the story behind it. The Lincoln Memorial design, which graced pennies from 1959 all the way until 2008, is iconic. On the back, you have the Lincoln Memorial itself, a symbol of American history and heritage. And this penny? It's like the secret VIP version of that classic design. The missing mint mark makes it a rare piece of history, and collectors want to get their hands on it because it's both a beautiful coin and a story waiting to be told. First off, look for the year 1978 on the front. Then check the back for that tiny mint mark near the date. If it's missing, you might be onto something big. But here's the thing: identifying a no mint mark penny can be tricky because sometimes dirt, wear, or damage can make it look like the mint mark is gone. That's why it's always a good idea to have a professional coin grader or numismatist take a look, and before you rush to dig through every jar of pennies you have, remember the odds. This coin is rare for a reason. But the fun part is you never know what's hiding in your pocket change. That's the thrill of coin collecting. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes it's a story that could make you a millionaire. So, what's the best way to protect a coin like this? Handle it carefully, avoid cleaning it with anything abrasive because that can ruin its value, and store it in a safe place, preferably in a coin holder or case. Trust me, no one wants to lose millions just because they polished their penny too hard. The 1978 no mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny is a hidden treasure that proves sometimes the tiniest things hold the biggest surprises. Whether you're a serious collector or just someone who loves a good story about luck and discovery, this penny is definitely one to keep on your radar. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning about other coins that could be worth a fortune, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm here to help you find the gems in your change and share the coolest coin stories out there. Plus, I'll give you tips on spotting rare coins and protecting your collection so you can make the most out of your hobby. Thanks for watching, and remember, your next big find could be just a penny away. Hey there, coin hunters and treasure seekers. Imagine this: you're digging through your old coin jar, just looking for some spare change to buy a snack, and bam! You pull out a 1961 D Mint Mark Memorial Lincoln penny worth over $1 million. Yeah, you heard that right, over 1.2 million smackaroos for a tiny little penny that's been hiding in your pocket all along. Today we're diving deep into the world of this rare penny, how it got so valuable, what makes it special, and how you might spot one yourself. Plus, I'm going to share a hilarious story about the time I almost threw away a coin worth more than my car. Spoiler alert, don't be like me. Stick around because this one is packed with coin magic, market secrets, and some laughs along the way. Alright, grab your magnifying glasses, because the treasure hunt starts now. First off, let's talk about the star of the show, the 1961 D Memorial Lincoln penny. Now, pennies usually don't make headlines. Most people treat them like pocket lint or that one sock missing from the laundry. But every so often, a penny comes along that's worth more than a stack of 20s, and this little guy is definitely one of those. Back in 1961, the United States Mint was producing millions of pennies every day. The Memorial Lincoln penny was a standard issue, but the D Mint mark means it was minted in Denver. Normally, these coins are worth a few cents to a few dollars depending on condition, but the 1961 D penny has a few secret ingredients that make it a rare gem.so. What makes this particular penny worth over $1.2 million? It all comes down to rarity and condition. You see, in coin collecting, the three magic words are scarcity, demand, and condition. The 1961 D penny has a super rare die variety, basically a tiny error in the way the coin was stamped, making it a unique collectible. If you hold one in perfect condition, with the original mint shine and no scratches, it's like holding a piece of history and treasure rolled into one. How many of these $1 million pennies are actually out there? Believe it or not, just a handful have ever been found in this condition. Most pennies get tossed around, scratched up, or just plain lost. So when one pops up, collectors go wild, and prices skyrocket. But let me slow down for a moment and share a personal story with you. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her old house. In a dusty shoebox, I found a coin that looked pretty ordinary, just a rusty old penny. I was about to toss it in the trash when I thought, hey, let me check it out first. Turns out, it was a rare coin worth a small fortune. I'll never forget the look on Grandma's face when I told her that her junk box had a secret treasure inside. Moral of the story: never underestimate the value of what seems like just a penny. Now, let's talk about current market value. The last auction for a pristine 1961 D Memorial Lincoln penny brought in over $1.2 million. That's enough cash to buy a small house or a really fancy car. Coin collectors and investors are always on the lookout for these gems because, unlike stocks or real estate, a coin fits in your pocket and tells a story from the past. If you're wondering how to spot one, here's a quick tip: look for the D Mint mark just below the date on the penny's front face. Then check the back for that memorial design. Condition matters hugely here, so if it looks shiny and crisp with no damage, you might want to get it checked out by a professional. Now, I know not everyone has a secret vault of rare pennies lying around, but if you do, or even if you just enjoy the thrill of the hunt, this coin is a perfect example of how small things can turn into big rewards. It's like finding a $20 bill in your old jacket, except way cooler and way more historic. And hey, if you're curious about other coins that might be hiding in your change jar or want tips on how to start your own coin collection, I've got plenty more videos coming your way. From how to spot counterfeit coins to understanding grading and condition, I'm here to help you turn that coin obsession into something profitable and fun. Before we wrap up, I want you to remember this: every coin has a story, but only a few tell stories worth millions. The 1961 D Memorial Lincoln penny is one of those stories, a mix of history, rarity, and a little bit of luck. So next time you're digging through your change, think twice before tossing that penny aside. It could be the key to your next big adventure. Alright, treasure hunters, if you learned something new today or just enjoyed my coin tales, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on future videos filled with tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth serious money. Drop a comment below if you ever found a coin that blew your mind or if you want me to cover any specific rare coins next. Remember, the coin world is full of surprises, and I'm here to help you discover them one penny at a time. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Keep those eyes sharp, your pockets jingling, and your sense of humor handy. Until next time, happy hunting, and may the odds be ever in your favor, especially if you find a 1961 D Memorial Lincoln penny in your change jar, where we turn pocket change into treasure hunts. Today I'm diving into a penny that sounds so ordinary it might just make you blink twice, the 1967 no-mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny. But hold on to your wallets, because this little copper coin is worth a whopping $1.3 million right now. Yeah, you heard that right. $1.3 million for a penny you probably toss in the jar next to the couch cushions. So if you've ever felt like your coin jar was just a clinking mess of forgettable cents, hang tight. Because today, I'm going to show you why the 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might be the jackpot hiding in plain sight. Plus, I've got a funny little story about how I accidentally almost threw one of these away. Spoiler alert, it's a near miss with a garbage can and a coin collector's heart attack. By the end of this video, you'll know why this penny is so valuable, how to spot one, and what to do if you find yourself holding a potential $1 million coin. And hey, if you love uncovering hidden coin gems and making sense of the crazy coin market, make sure to stick around and hit that subscribe button. I drop regular tips and stories that could change your collecting game forever. So first off, what makes the 1967 no-mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny so special? You might be wondering how a penny from 1967, of all years, is worth over $1 million when most pennies from that era are just worth their face value or maybe a few cents to collectors. The answer lies in rarity, minting quirks, and a bit of collector demand that turns ordinary coins into holy grails. In 1967, the U.S. Mint produced pennies at different locations, primarily Philadelphia and Denver. Normally, the Denver Mint pennies carry a small D mint mark, but for some reason, there was a tiny number of pennies produced without any mint mark at all, just like the Philadelphia ones. But with a twist, collectors have discovered that the 1967 no-mint mark penny, especially certain varieties, can be extraordinarily rare due to production errors or low mintage, making them incredibly sought after by serious collectors and investors. The $1.3 million value comes from these rare specimens, especially in pristine condition, like uncirculated or proof quality coins. Now, you might be thinking, I've got a ton of pennies, why haven't I seen one of these? Well, that's because finding one is like finding a needle in a haystack. Most pennies from 1967 just have the regular mint marks and are worth, well, pennies. But the no-mint mark variety slips under the radar, often confused for a regular Philadelphia penny, unless you're trained or paying close attention. Here's a quick tip for spotting these: look closely on the obverse side, the front side with Lincoln's profile. The mint mark, if present, sits just below the date. No mint mark means no letter at all. That's your first clue. But don't go rushing to grab every no mint mark penny you see from 1967 just yet. Condition matters a lot. The coin needs to be in excellent shape, with sharp details and minimal wear to reach those $1 million heights. Speaking of condition, that's where grading comes in. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC give coins a score from 1 to 70 based on condition. A 1967 no-mint mark penny graded 70, which means flawless, can command sky-high prices. So if you think you found one, it's worth having it professionally graded to see if you hit the jackpot. Alright, now for that story I promised. One summer, I was helping my buddy clean out his old coin collection he inherited from his grandpa. We were sorting through boxes, jars, and even old shoe boxes filled with all kinds of coins. Some were just random change, others were coins with sentimental value. I was casually flicking through the pennies when I spotted what looked like a 1967 no-mint mark penny. Excited, I grabbed it and showed it to my friend. At first, he was like, "Cool, just a penny." But I told him about the rare variety and the $1 million value. He laughed and said, "No way, it's probably just another penny." Then, without thinking, he almost tossed it in the trash as we were cleaning up because the pile of junk coins was so huge. I quickly snatched it back, heart pounding. That moment could have been a total disaster. Imagine throwing away $1 million coin. We ended up sending the penny for grading, and it turned out to be an authentic 1967 no-mint mark in near-mint condition, worth a fortune. That experience taught me two things: always double-check before tossing coins, and never underestimate the power of a penny. And now, if you're wondering about the current market, coin values fluctuate with collector interest, rarity discoveries, and condition trends. The $1.3 million figure is based on recent auction prices for top-grade examples. Lower grades are worth less, sometimes just a few hundred or $1,000, but still way above face value. So the key is condition and authentication. For those who want to get into coin collecting or spot hidden gems like this, start by learning the basics of mint marks, grading, and popular rare coins. You don't need to buy every coin, but knowing what to look for can turn a dusty coin jar into a treasure chest. And if you ever come across a 1967 penny with no mint mark in near perfect condition, hold on to it tight. That could be the coin that changes your financial story. The story of the 1967 no mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny, a humble coin with a staggering $1.3 million value in the right condition. From spotting it in your change to understanding why it's so valuable, this penny proves that sometimes the smallest things can be the biggest treasures. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more tips on spotting coins worth money, stories about coin collecting mishaps, and strategies to boost your coin hunting skills, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I post new videos all the time that help you turn your coin jar into a potential goldmine, and hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a surprising coin in your change or had a close call like my penny in the trash story. I love hearing your experiences and sharing the coin collector's adventure together. Thanks for hanging out, and remember, keep your eyes sharp, your coins safe, and your curiosity alive. Where we dig up coin treasures and share the secrets of coins worth serious money. Now, what if I told you that a humble penny, yes, that tiny copper disc you probably stepped on yesterday, could actually be worth more than your car? Sounds crazy, right? Well, stick around because today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1976 D-Mint Mark Memorial Lincoln penny, a coin that could fetch you a jaw-dropping $1.4 million in today's market. That's right, one single penny could make you richer than you thought possible, and if you're into coins that can really change your financial game, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I'm sharing all the tips and tricks to spot coins worth money and coin collecting strategies that actually work. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. Alright, grab your magnifying glass and your sense of humor, and let's jump in. First off, let's talk about the coin itself. The 1976 D-Mint Mark Memorial Lincoln penny is part of a special year. 1976 was the United States bicentennial year, meaning the country was celebrating 200 years of independence. To mark this huge occasion, the U.S. Mint did something different with pennies and other coins. Instead of the usual Lincoln Memorial design on the back, they released special bicentennial designs. But here's the twist, the 1976 D penny with the memorial design is actually super rare. Now you might be thinking, what makes this penny so special compared to your everyday Lincoln penny found in your couch cushions? Well, the D-Mint mark means it was minted in Denver, and this particular version with the memorial design was only made in very limited numbers because the mint was switching to the bicentennial design. So finding a 1976 penny with a D-Mint mark and the memorial design is like spotting a unicorn in the coin world. The current market value for this coin is estimated at $1.4 million. That's right, $1.4 million for a penny. I mean, you can almost hear the coin whispering, "Hey, I'm worth more than your weekend trip to Vegas." Okay, so you're wondering how a tiny penny can be worth that much. Well, rarity is king in the coin collecting world. The fewer there are, the higher the value, especially if the coin is in excellent condition. Collectors go crazy over coins like this because they tell a story and they are a piece of American history. Speaking of stories, let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a potential $1 million coin. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, and this elderly lady was selling old coins from her late husband's collection. I was casually flipping through the pennies when I spotted one that looked a bit different. It had a D-Mint mark but showed the old memorial design, not the bicentennial one I expected for 1976. I got curious, and after some research and a quick call to a coin expert, I found out I was holding a rare 1976 D memorial penny. I could have walked away with $1.4 million in my pocket if I bought it that day, but guess what? I hesitated. And someone else snagged it right in front of me. Lesson learned, always trust your gut when you spot something unusual, and never underestimate a penny. Now, if you want to know how to spot one of these rare pennies yourself, here's a quick tip: look closely at the back of the coin. Most 1976 pennies will have the bicentennial design, the dual dates 1776 to 1976 and the Independence Hall. But the rare 1976 D memorial penny has the traditional Lincoln Memorial on the back, which is super rare for that year in Denver. Use a magnifying glass and check the mint mark near the date. If you find this combo in good condition, you might have hit the jackpot. Also, condition matters. The value skyrockets if the penny is in mint or near mint condition. So keep your coins safe, clean, but never use abrasive materials or harsh chemicals because that can ruin their value. If you find a coin that might be valuable, get it graded by a professional coin grading service. It could mean millions. You might be asking, is this coin only valuable to collectors? Not really. Coins like the 1976 D Memorial Penny also hold historical significance. They are a piece of the American story, marking a special moment in time. So whether you're a collector, an investor, or just someone fascinated by history, this penny has a lot to offer. And hey, I know sometimes coin collecting can feel like chasing after tiny metal discs that might never pay off, but stories like this penny prove it can be worth the effort. Imagine walking into a coin shop, casually dropping a penny on the counter, and walking out with $1 million smile. That's the dream. The 1976 D Mint Mark Memorial Lincoln Penny isn't just your everyday pocket change. It's a rare gem with a price tag of $1.4 million, a fascinating backstory, and the power to turn your coin collection upside down in the best way possible. If you love uncovering hidden treasures and want to learn how to spot coins that could change your financial future, then you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now for more insider tips, coin stories, and strategies to find coins worth real money. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have a story about a penny that made you smile. Sharing these stories is how we build a community of savvy collectors and coin fans. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Keep your eyes peeled, your pockets jingling, and remember, sometimes the smallest coins can make the biggest difference. Hey there, coin collectors and treasure hunters. What if I told you that sitting quietly in your old coin jar is a tiny copper coin that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million? Yeah, I'm serious. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins you might just have hiding in your pocket change, the 1995 D Memorial Lincoln Penny. Stick around because by the end of this video, not only will you know why this little penny packs a huge punch in value, but you'll also get some insider tips on spotting coins worth serious money. And trust me, you don't want to miss the story about the time I nearly tossed out a treasure worth thousands. Lesson learned the hard way. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a coin lover like me, hit that subscribe button because we've got plenty more coin collecting gold coming your way. Alright, grab a snack, settle in, and let's get into the wild world of the 1995 D Memorial Lincoln Penny. So, what exactly is this 1995 D Memorial Lincoln Penny? For starters, it's a penny, a 1-cent coin from the United States, but it's not just any penny. It was minted in 1995 at the Denver Mint, which is what the D stands for. The Memorial Lincoln Penny design, with the Lincoln Memorial on the back, is something many of us grew up seeing in our change, but here's where it gets interesting. The 1995 D penny has a rare version that collectors go nuts for, and it's all about some very subtle details. These details, which many casual coin users would never notice, make this coin incredibly valuable. The coins with certain minting errors or variations can sell for up to $1.5 million on the collector's market. Now you might be thinking, a penny for $1.5 million? That's like finding a lottery ticket in your couch cushions that actually pays off. Alright, now let's get into the nitty-gritty. What kind of variations make this penny so valuable? The main draw is the famous double die error. This means that during the minting process, the design was stamped twice, slightly off from the first impression. The result? Some parts of the coin, especially the words or the date, appear doubled or blurry when you look really close. For the 1995 D Memorial Lincoln Penny, this double die effect is especially rare and sought after. It's like a minting blooper that turned into a collector's dream. Plus, the condition matters a ton. A coin that looks crisp, shiny, and untouched by decades of pocket wear is worth way more than one that's bent or scratched. That's why some of these rare pennies have sold for over $1 million at auctions. Okay, you might be wondering, why is this penny suddenly worth so much? Coin collecting is a hobby that often follows the ups and downs of the economy, collector interest, and rarity. Right now, the market is booming for rare Lincoln pennies because more people are getting into coin collecting, and the number of high-quality coins left is shrinking. Remember, the 1995 D penny is over 25 years old, and not all of them survived in good shape. Also, collectors love the story behind the coin. Abraham Lincoln, being on the penny, has a huge fan base. He's one of the most iconic presidents, and that adds sentimental value. In recent years, auctions have seen these rare 1995 D memorial pennies hit $1 million price tags. So, if you have one that fits the rare criteria, it might be worth more than your car. Let's get practical here. How do you know if your penny is one of those rare, valuable ones and not just everyday change? First, check the mint mark. The D for Denver is located under the date on the front of the coin. Then, grab a magnifying glass or a phone camera with zoom, and look closely at the date and lettering on the front and back. If you see signs of doubling, like the numbers or the words seem to have a shadow or a double line, that's a red flag in a good way. And next, assess the coin's condition. Is it shiny, with a nice copper glow? Or is it dull and worn? The better the condition, the more value it has. Finally, if you suspect you have a valuable coin, it's worth getting it appraised by a professional numismatist or a reputable coin dealer. Don't just trust the internet pictures. Getting an expert opinion can confirm your penny's true worth. Okay, now here's a story you'll appreciate. A few years back, I was helping my dad clean out his old junk drawer, the black hole of random stuff, when I spotted a dusty old jar full of pennies. I started flipping through them casually when one penny caught my eye because it looked unusually shiny and had something weird about the date. Turns out, it was a 1995 D Memorial Lincoln penny with that rare double die feature. I almost missed it because it was buried under a bunch of old receipts and candy wrappers. It's just a penny. But after a quick appraisal, we found out it was worth thousands of dollars. If we had tossed that jar out with the trash, we'd have lost a small fortune. That's when I realized how important it is to check your coins carefully. Sometimes, the real treasure isn't hidden in a chest but just sitting in your kitchen drawer. If this story has got you itching to check your own coin stash, here are a few tips to help you spot valuable pennies. Always look for mint marks like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. Some mint marks indicate rarer coins. Use a magnifying glass or a macro lens on your phone to inspect the details for doubling or other mint errors. Condition is king. Keep your coins clean but never polish them harshly, as that can reduce their value. Keep coins in protective holders once you find something valuable to preserve their condition. Learn about common errors and variations for different years. Knowledge is your best tool. So, there you have it. The 1995 D Memorial Lincoln penny isn't just a humble 1-cent piece, it's potentially a $1 million treasure hiding in plain sight. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting to dig into your coin jar, always keep an eye out for those subtle details. And if you ever find one of these rare beauties, remember my story and don't be quick to toss it aside. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on spotting coins worth serious money, coin collecting strategies, and maybe a few more funny stories like this one, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to ring the bell so you won't miss out on future videos. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a surprising coin in your collection or have any questions about rare pennies. I love hearing your stories. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Keep hunting, keep collecting, and who knows? Maybe your next coin jar will turn into a gold mine. Hey everyone! You ever stumble on a coin and think, hey, this little thing in my pocket might actually be worth a fortune? Well, buckle up, because today I'm diving deep into one of the coolest, most surprising coins that could literally make you a millionaire overnight, the 1989 No Mint Mark Memorial Lincoln penny. Yep, you heard that right. A penny worth a staggering $1.6 million. Sounds crazy? It is. And I'm here to break down why, how to spot one, and what it means for you if you find one. So, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll be armed with insider tips that could turn your coin jar into a gold mine. This isn't just about facts and numbers. I once found what I thought was just a regular penny in a vending machine. Turns out, it was a rare variety coin worth way more than I expected. I remember nearly choking on my soda when I Googled it. It got me hooked on coin collecting and treasure hunting, and that's exactly what I want to share with you today. Ready? Let's go. So, first off, what's this coin? The 1989 Memorial Lincoln penny is part of the classic series featuring Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Pretty standard, right? Well, here's the catch. Most pennies from 1989 have a mint mark indicating where they were made: P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. The no mint mark variety means it was struck at Philadelphia but missing the P mint mark. And that little detail? It's the jackpot. Why does missing a tiny letter on a coin mean it's worth millions? It's all about rarity. coins without the mint mark from that year are incredibly scarce, making them a holy grail for collectors. And rarity drives value, simple economics. This is where it gets interesting. The absence of a mint mark is actually a minting error. Usually, coins go through quality checks, but every now and then, something slips through the cracks. Back in '89, the mint mark was supposed to be stamped on each penny during production, but some coins skipped that step entirely. These mistakes are like nature's way of saying, hey, here's a one-of-a-kind gem for you. I like to think of it like getting a rare misprint in a comic book or a typo in a famous novel. These quirks can skyrocket value because collectors love the oddball stuff. Okay, so now that we know it's rare, why exactly is it valued at $1.6 million? It's a mix of scarcity, condition, and demand. There are believed to be very few authentic no-mint mark 1989 pennies out there. Plus, if your coin is in pristine condition, meaning it hasn't been scratched or worn down, collectors are ready to pay top dollar. The market for rare coins is kind of like the stock market, but with shiny little discs. Prices fluctuate depending on how many collectors want it and how many are actually available. Right now, the demand for this error coin is through the roof, which pushes the price sky high. Here's a quick tip for you treasure hunters out there. The easiest way to spot this coin is to look at the area just under the date on the front of the penny. Normally, you'd see a small letter P. If it's missing, you might have yourself a rare specimen. But beware, counterfeit coins and altered pennies do exist, so if you think you found one, get it verified by a professional grader or coin expert. Let me tell you about the first time I thought I had a rare coin. I was digging through an old jar of change I found in my dad's garage. It was like a treasure chest of quarters, dimes, and pennies from years past. Suddenly, this penny caught my eye. It looked a bit off, kind of shinier than the others and missing a little mark I was told to look for. I freaked out, thinking, could this be it? I rushed to my computer, Googled pictures, and yes, it looked exactly like the no-mint mark penny. Turns out, it wasn't the 1989, but a different rare variety worth a few $100, which is still cool. But that day changed the way I looked at coins forever. It was like finding a hidden gem in plain sight. And that's the magic of coin collecting. Sometimes the ordinary is extraordinary. If you think you've got your hands on a 1989 no-mint mark penny, don't get too excited just yet. First, handle it carefully, no cleaning or rubbing because that can decrease the value. Then, get it authenticated. Professional grading services will verify if your penny is genuine and grade its condition, which directly impacts its market value. Once authenticated, you can explore selling options. Auctions, private collectors, or specialty coin dealers are the way to go. But here's a tip: always get multiple appraisals to make sure you're getting the best deal. Besides the obvious money factor, coin collecting is a fantastic hobby. It connects you to history, culture, and the art of minting. Plus, it's like a detective game trying to spot errors, varieties, and rare finds. And with coins like the 1989 no-mint mark penny, you might just stumble onto your own treasure. Alright, folks, the 1989 no-mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny might seem like a tiny piece of copper, but it holds $1 million story. Whether you're a casual coin enthusiast or just someone who likes finding value in the unexpected, knowing about coins like this could seriously change your game. Remember my story about the penny in the jar? It all starts with paying attention and being curious. If you want more tips on finding coins worth big money and strategies to turn your coin hobby into a goldmine, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more stories, tips, and secrets coming your way, and hey, drop a comment if you've ever found a coin you thought was special or if you want me to cover any other rare coins. Let's keep the treasure hunt going together. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the smallest things are worth the most. Hey there, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Imagine finding a simple penny lying around, just 1 cent, right? Now, what if I told you that one tiny little penny from 1978 without a mint mark could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? Yeah, you heard that right. Not a typo, not a joke, but $1,700,000 for a single Lincoln Memorial penny. Makes you want to go digging in your couch cushions, doesn't it? Welcome back to the channel, where we dive into coins that can make your wallet happy and your neighbors jealous. Today, we're zooming in on the elusive 1978 no-mint mark Memorial Lincoln penny, why it's so special, how to spot it, and how much it can actually fetch in today's market. Plus, I'll share a funny story about the time I almost tossed out a fortune without knowing it. So, grab your magnifying glasses and get comfy, because by the end of this video you'll want to double check every penny you've ever pocketed. Alright, let's break this down. The 1978 Lincoln Memorial penny, you know the one, with Honest Abe's stern face on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Pretty standard stuff. But here's where it gets juicy. The no mint mark variety. Normally, pennies made in Denver get a D, Philly pennies have no mint mark, and San Francisco pennies have an S. But in 1978, something rare happened. There was a tiny batch of pennies struck without a mint mark, but they weren't from Philadelphia. This error is like the holy grail for penny collectors. Because errors like missing mint marks are extremely rare and collectors go nuts over them. It's like finding a misprint in a comic book or a glitch in a video game that makes it more valuable. This little penny has been verified and authenticated by experts, and, guess what, its market value? Around $1.7 million. That's more than most people's car payments or the price of a small house. Now, let me tell you how you can tell if your penny is one of these rare no mint mark gems. First, look at the bottom right of the coin on the front side. That's where the mint mark usually lives. If it's missing, that's your first clue. But don't just assume it's valuable because it has no mint mark. There are plenty of Philly pennies without marks, and those aren't worth much. The 1978 no mint mark penny has a very specific look and weight and needs professional verification. So don't rush out thinking your change jar just turned into a treasure chest. Speaking of treasure chests, here's a little story from my own coin collecting adventures. A couple of years back, I was cleaning out my old desk drawer and found a handful of pennies I'd saved over the years. I tossed most into a jar but held onto a few because, well, nostalgia. I almost threw out this one penny because it looked all beat up and boring. But something told me to check it closely. Turns out it was a rare error penny worth a few $100. Not quite 1.7 million, but hey, a few $100 isn't bad for a penny I almost lost. That day I learned the value of patience and paying attention to the little things. The market for rare coins like this is strong but volatile. Prices can fluctuate based on collector demand, auction results, and condition of the coin. A penny in perfect condition with clear details can fetch the highest price. So if you think you have one, get it graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. This certification can make a huge difference when you decide to sell or insure your coin. And now, I know what you're thinking. How often do these coins pop up? Not often at all. They're a needle in a haystack kind of find. But that's what makes the hunt exciting. Whether you're a casual collector or a serious numismatist, knowing about these hidden gems can help you spot opportunities others miss. Also, fun fact, the Lincoln penny itself has been around since 1909, which means it's been in our pockets for over a century. It's a piece of American history you can hold in your hand. And every now and then, history rewards you handsomely if you know where to look. I want to take a minute here and talk about the difference between a penny and a coin worth millions. Most pennies are just pennies, everyday money. But when errors, rare mint marks, or unique circumstances come into play, suddenly you're holding a small piece of history that collectors will pay top dollar for. And that's the magic of coin collecting, the thrill of the chase and the stories behind each coin. Before we move on, here's a quick tip. If you're just starting out, don't get discouraged by all the complicated jargon or the vast number of coins out there. Start by learning about a few coins, like the 1978 no mint mark penny, and expand your knowledge gradually. And always keep your eyes open for those little surprises hiding in your spare change. That tiny 1978 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny could be your ticket to $1 million payday, but only if you know how to spot it and verify it properly. It's a rare gem among common pennies, and the market value of around $1.7 million just proves that even the smallest things can have enormous worth. If you enjoyed this deep dive into penny secrets and want to keep discovering coins that could be worth serious cash, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a single tip or treasure. Trust me, you want to be the first to know when I uncover the next $1 million coin hiding in plain sight. And hey, if you found a cool coin or have a funny story about almost losing a fortune, drop it in the comments. I love hearing from you, and who knows, your story might inspire the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, keep those eyes sharp and your pockets full of potential